this is Arlene from Adelante with Arlene. It's been a while since I have brought you anything new because I have been in New York. As you can see, my surroundings are different. And while my heart still longs for to be in Florida, I'm going to be here in New York for a little while, so bear with me. I have been wrestling lately with making choices. On a day-to-day basis, we wake up and we have to make choices. What are we going to wear? What are we going to eat? What are we going to cook for dinner? What am I going to have for lunch? What am I going to have for breakfast? But then in life, there are those choices that are of a serious nature that make a huge impact in our lives. And we know that sometimes we make good choices and sometimes we find out we made some real bad choices. You know, and making bad choices usually leads us to regret. It's best not to make any choices in our lives based upon feelings, nothing more than feelings, because most of the time our feelings are founded on nothing at all that's of good substance. You know what I mean? And while we're free to make choices, freedom also comes with responsibility attached to it. And each choice will bring forth either a good result, I say, you know that, or a bad result. Many of us have to make some life-changing decisions. But if we keep doing things the way we always did, we're going to get the same results. The Bible tells us to know that every right choice we make will help us reverse the results of every wrong choice that we have made in our lives. The Word of God says that He can and His Word will renew our mind. We will receive instructions. Many times it is best not to make choices so abruptly, so impulsively. Sometimes the best thing to do is slow down. Think before we speak. Pray before we choose. Detach some of those unhealthy emotions from our decision making. Every choice we make does not only affect us, but eventually it will affect the life of others in our lives. You know, godly wisdom helps us see clear. It helps us not fall to be satisfied today with what will hurt us more in the long run. God will never lead us to make bad choices. If we seek Him, if we're patient, we will see that He will always lead us to the best. Choice, it helps us live by not what would we feel. Make choices that will make you happy with your tomorrow and that will produce good, lasting results, not temporary results. Every decision that we make will always affect another's life. You think about it. Something that we do so much on a daily basis, choice, can really have a profound impact in our lives depending on which direction we take. We're all going to make mistakes. But if we know and we learn about ourselves, we can step back and say, I'm a little angry, bitter, upset, hurt, disappointed. And as a result, you may impulsively get into another relationship in order to so-called get over your last pain, your feelings. There's a saying in Spanish, un clavo saca otro clavo. It's a little refrain, pretty much it's like saying that one person can help you get over another person. You know what? I say 99% of the time, that's not true. Because when we handle things in the same way, it just amounts and it goes on, onward and onward. It doesn't give us the opportunity to heal from those bad choices. So how can we avoid them? Learn about yourself. Look at yourself. Know how impulsive you can be in all areas of your life. Pray. Seek the peace of God before you make a decision, whether small or whether large. Choose wisely, not impulsively. Choose calmly. Choose when you are not in doubt or agitated by fear. Choose when you have looked at the pros and cons and see how it will best benefit you and how it will affect the lives of others around you. The Word of God says in Deuteronomy 30:19, I call heaven and earth to witness against you today that I have set before you life and death, the blessing and the curse. So choose life in order that you may live and your descendants. For just as though the disobedience of one man, the many were made sinners, so also through the disobedience of one man, the many became righteous. And that's Romans 5:19. I was wrestling for 2 months in regards to staying in New York for a little bit, maybe a year, or going back to Florida. Going back to Florida at this time in my life would be easy. I wouldn't be living out of a suitcase. I would have my own place, my own bed, my own closet, my own TV. I would have, most of the time, beautiful sky filled with sun in the morning and quietness in the suburbs and no congestion and not a lot of people around me. Quietness, the stillness, which I love. Or I had the choice to stay in New York City for a bit, where I can be more productive at this point, get some things together, struggle a little bit with the loud noises and busy traffic and congestion. Loud noises, as you just heard right now, probably that dog barking. And the one going to Florida seemed so much easier. But honestly, less productive to the things I want to do with it than I do with Arlene. And staying in New York and dealing with the hustle and bustle, which I left in 2008, and the rain and the snow that's about to come didn't seem to be too appealing to me. And also living out of the suitcase didn't help neither, which I still am, by the way. But when I did my pros and cons for my life, I realized that being in New York right now for me wasn't about remaining permanently in New York, but it was a means to an end. It was the benefits were larger than the disadvantages that I simply could bear by getting snow boots and the right coat and the right gloves and the right hat and the right umbrella, and most of all, the right attitude. Sometimes we make choices that don't feel as comfortable for the moment because we want everything to be comfortable or just right or lined up for us. But sometimes the choices we make now, we will see and reap the wonderful blessings and results later. So I'll leave you with this. Choices. Choose wisely. Seek the Lord. Seek His word. Seek His peace. When in doubt, don't. When you're overwhelmed with something, step back before you say something that you're going to regret and not be able to take back. If you are hurting over a broken relationship and brokenhearted, falling into somebody's arms is not the right answer. Choose wisely. Choose what will not satisfy only temporarily, but will satisfy and grow into bigger and better things in the future. This is Arlene coming to you from noisy Manhattan on a rainy Sunday night. I'm staying. Until next time. Thank you for letting me share. And remember, sigue adelante. God bless.